Hello everyone, assalamu alaikum. So I'm in a bit of a rush today. We have basically got my niece's birthday party today. It's about a week and a half after her actual birthday. Today was the best day for us all to do it. When I say us all, is that she just like the house people, obviously because of COVID. She is now 4, mashallah, and she's at the age where like she's so excited for a birthday party. But yeah, now she's 4, she's talking so much, mashallah, and like she's just so excited for it. So I've literally just gone and done the shop for the dessert table, and I'm gonna go and set that up. Immediate family, but obviously to make it special, you know, you want to do all the decorations and make it look good and stuff. And I feel like, you know, especially this past year, birthdays have been like a big thing in the family. I guess it's because it's COVID, and why not make it into a big deal? So yeah, I've just put that foundation on. This is a shade Anuatu, which is definitely a summer shade, obviously, as you can tell, definitely a summer shade. It does look darker, and then weirdly like it settles down to almost match my skin tone better. Photographs well, but it is definitely one of the darkest shades I've ever used. And then I'm just gonna go in with my Kevin Juan. I usually would just use 06 on a special occasion, but I'm gonna use 07 first and see balance this shade out. Okay, so actually 07 has done a really good job at balancing that out, making the foundation not look too dark, because obviously this is a really nice brightening shade. Coverage is just insane. Oh, mashallah, the bond between her and Hashir is the cutest thing ever. That is my little nephew who's 1, and it's just so sweet to like just watch them together. They're just the cutest. Whatever she's eating, she'll break off a tiny little bit and go and feed him, and he'll just happily like take it from her. And then he's actually started doing that now. So the other day we were having fruit, I unpeeled like a little banana bit for him, and then he took it and put it straight into Wakara's mouth, and I was like, this is the cutest thing ever. I'm excited for today, and also today is the first day of my Easter holidays, which honestly, been back for all time with all the children for 3 weeks, and boy, it's exhausting. Like I said I think I've said it in 2 videos now, my role has yet again changed. Yeah, it's a very different role. It's a role I didn't expect to be taking on, but here we are. One thing I've learned about myself is that even if I feel a little bit uncertain or like not sure, I realize that I want to take opportunities and I want to take things on, because I just think if you don't try something, you don't know how it's going to turn out. And I didn't think that I wanted to do the role of a job share. There you go, said it. But yeah, that's where we're at now. Hang on, let me just grab my loose powder. For me, I feel like baking is getting so much hate recently, and I'm like, dude, some people need to bake because their under eyes really be creping up like that. Not even creping up, sorry, creasing up like that. Like, I don't think I bake excessively. Maybe I do to some people, but obviously everyone's face is so different. Also, this new concealer thing of just putting it here and here, well, that's fine if you don't have dark circles. But if you need the coverage right under your eye, you need it right under your eye, and that's not like old school makeup. I do like the more sort of natural trend that makeup's going towards, but some things are there for a good reason. If you need them more fuller coverage, you need them more fuller coverage. I know that's totally went off on a tangent there, completely. So yeah, back to the job chat. So yeah, I'm doing a job share now, which means that I have responsibility for 1 class only. You guys will know that before I was doing the PPA in England, we call it PPA, and in Scotland it's called RCT. I was doing RCT cover for 9 classes. That was across primary 5 up until primary 7. Now I am just in a primary 7 class 3 days a week, and then I've got a job share who's there for the last 2 days of the week. And yeah, so that's why the last 3 weeks have been so exhausting, because obviously having your own class again but starting off just before the last term of school, it's not easy. It's almost like we kind of had to start off like the start of term and re-establish expectations and get to know the children and get to know, you know, as a class what they would like to do, and also where their gaps are and what we need to do for the next final term's planning. But kind of squeeze that into 3 weeks. I am very grateful that we have got these 2 weeks off, and inshallah in these 2 weeks Ramadan is starting as well, which is definitely needed. But I'm quite nervous because like last year Ramadan was so different because of lockdown. We were working, but we were working very limited in a hub system, and there was like 8 children, and it was just very different teaching, obviously, and this is kind of like as normal as possible in these times that we're living in. But obviously, again, I'm just grateful that I am able to work part-time and still have 4 days at home. So I feel like inshallah, it will be still a really blessed spiritual time for me, but I will just have to try and balance work. And the thing is, the school that I'm working at still is just a massive school. Like, there's so many stairs and I'm right at the top, right on the top floor. So it's very tiring just normally, even when I can have my coffee and everything else. So it's gonna be a challenge, but I've taken on so many challenges. And you know what, like, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was like, I'm actually so proud of myself, because some things I just never saw myself doing, and here I am, and alhamdulillah, we're going. Someone left a comment on that video, the hardest thing about marriage, and then I started rewatching that this morning, and in that video, like I said, I started it off like, I'm gonna be as real and as raw and as open as possible, and then it just made me a bit sad because I really did not hold back in terms of my emotions. Like, I hardly smiled at all in that video, and you guys know that I'm a smiler. Smiling is sunnah. Like, that is something I do in real life as well as on camera, but I think it just showed how I was feeling at the time. It was just so hard. And then, like, after that video, obviously it's been a year and a half now since then, I said in that video, you know, at some point this is gonna feel normal, and I don't know when that's gonna be, but at some point it will. And I was saying on Instagram the other day, I did like a little Q&A, and someone was just like, you know, how are you finding Dundee and stuff, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I finally feel settled here, but it's taken minimum a year. It is a big adjustment, and it's a huge thing to move away. But you know, there's people who've moved from like Canada and America to get married here, and then for them it's so much harder. I don't know if you guys follow her, she's really sweet. She's called Shumaila, but her Instagram handle is Shumidi, and she is from Canada and she's moved to the UK. She's living in Norwich. She's not seen her family since the pandemic started. So, you know, as much as I feel sad and as much as it's hard to be far away from family, I think it's always important to look at things in perspective as well, and put things in perspective, and you know, always sort of think like, okay, this is a challenge right now, but also it could be harder, and people are going for harder things, and everyone's tests are so different, you know? Like I was saying, it did make me feel quite sad to watch that back, honestly, because I was so upset. It was a really hard time, and I didn't know what was going on with work. I kept talking in that video about Dubai, and it made me think I need to do an updated video on, you know, the whole situation, because I still get questions and I still get DMs to this day asking about Dubai, and I've realised like I've never properly addressed it, and if I have, it's been like in a vlog, just like here or there, and obviously not everyone watches every video, so I think I am going to be addressing that properly at some point. I think I'll do some filming next week because I've got time. I'm going to take a whole week just not thinking about work or anything and just focusing on what I want to do, and then I think that'll be a good time to address it. Manahil, like, although she loves pink, she also loves rainbow, so I think their party is like, the decor is like a mixed theme, it's not just pink, which is nice because I think her first birthday party was pink, last year it was all pink. You know, it's nice to switch it up, and plus she's like at the age where she appreciates other colours as well now. She's not like, she does love pink, she says pink and purple are her favourite, but she appreciates other colours too. Let's dust off this palette, shall we? This Mahusiv Single Shadows palette. So a little update on the whole changing how we're eating and being more mindful of what we're eating. Alhamdulillah, guys, every single week I'm dropping at least 0.5 kg, and that's genuinely just from trying to maintain half a week of a lot of, well, not even a lot of steps, like 8,000 to 10,000 steps, and then just watching what I'm eating and being calorie deficit. So anyone who says calorie deficit doesn't work, they're lying, or they might not be lying, but they might not be measuring their stuff out properly. And I think I've made that mistake before where I've started it, but it's sort of been like, oh yeah, I'll just eyeball it and not really properly track, you know? And that's just, you might as well just not bother, because if you're not properly tracking, then what's going to happen is you're going to put like way too much or way too less, sorry, for like calories in your log, and then your app's gonna be like, yeah, no, you can keep eating, and then you're not actually in deficit, are you? You're just putting on more weight and thinking that this is working. And I mean, I didn't stay in that for a long time before, but I definitely learned that to do this method of weight loss, which is honestly, in my opinion, the best, because it's the most sustainable, It's slower, but it's steady. You really have to put the effort and time and energy in. And then what happens is, as like time goes on, you will just realize, okay, this amount is like 30 grams or this amount is 25 grams. You know, you're like, you'll get the hang of it yourself. But at the beginning, you have to kind of be dedicated to it. See, I feel the best that I have felt in a long time. I feel like my clothes are fitting me better. I feel more confident in myself. I don't feel bloated all the time. And I think that was one of the biggest issues for me. Is the other thing is, all the weight that I put on always goes straight to my stomach, then like to my face, then to my arms and stuff, but it goes straight to my stomach first, and then obviously that makes you just look so bloated and it makes you look like you're expecting, and it's just not the vibe that we're going for. So I'm just, honestly, I'm feeling really happy. I'm not saying that like you need to be at a certain number to feel happy, but it's just that being able to fit into your clothes better and feeling confident in yourself, and you know, just feeling like yourself. I think it can be really easy, and then like loads of us did it during lockdown. We just comfort ate. That's so normal. If you're someone who managed to maintain your weight throughout lockdown, I don't know how you did it, but good for you. But most of us did not, because that is hard to do, for real. But yeah, as she was saying, that being in the P6 team during the lockdown online learning part, I was planning and posting the lessons about healthy eating, and honestly guys, that is what really made me truly think, if we're teaching this to children and if this is like the government guidelines and everything, is there for a reason. And so why is it that when we become adults, and not all of us, like, let me talk to myself, why is it that like when I became an adult, I didn't think, oh, mum used to make, you know, this kind of food for a reason, and now I'm an adult, I'm just gonna eat, you know, loads of this kind of food. Like, it's very easy to just fall off completely, and to just, because you know, you're in charge of what you're eating, and it's like, there's a reason why this food is good for you, and there's a reason why this food is encouraged, and that's for your own good, you know. Okay, I feel like I want my eyes to pop the most, so I'm actually just going to take this lime crime lip gloss, and I'm just going to put this right in the centre of my lid. You can see it's got like this bluey purpley tint. I'm going to go ahead and take my magical makeup tint in Moonbeam and pack that on top. So pink, but it was very pretty. And then something I'm semi-obsessed with right now are these split liners, which I know I keep saying it, but if you follow me on Instagram, you're gonna know about them because you would have seen my haul. I think you are supposed to use water with them, and I'm hoping I'm not ruining it by using a setting spray. Just gonna put that on top. It's just such a simple and easy way to add a tiny bit of depth and dimension into your look. And then also, if you've gone over and made your wing liner too thick, you can kind of use it to clean it up. That one is a bit of a lost cause right now, isn't it? Gonna take Rimmel Spice. Apparently they've changed these lip liners, and apparently it's not just the packaging that's changed, it's the formula that's changed as well, which I'm not gonna lie, that's absolutely heartbreaking if that's true. And every time I do this, I look in the mirror and I think, why do you go for such warm tones? What is the reason? For what? For why? I have a problem. I'm gonna take Trendsetter. This is like the coolest warm tone, and it's still so warm for me. I think cool tones can look nice, but because warm tones are just so flattering, we just naturally gravitate towards that, don't we? And then highlight, lashes, and we are almost done. Well, like, I look still so far from done right now. Quarter past. It's one of the Essence mascaras. I'm so happy that Feel Unique does Essence now. They don't have the whole line. I did check. They do carry some of them, so because Feel Unique is like, usually you can get free delivery quite easily, and I think the service is really good. Like, I've never been disappointed with them. That's good to know, because before in the UK you could only get Essence at Wilko. We don't have a Wilko local here, which is annoying. And then also on top of that, Wilko online delivery, you have to pay either £4 for it to deliver, or you have to buy up to £50 worth of things. And you guys know I hate paying for delivery, because it's like, no, I don't want to do that. So I then try and justify paying £50 for extra things, and that's also a bit silly, isn't it? So it's just not a good match. Okay, I'm just gonna go over my blush with the Hourglass. I love this blush so much. This is Mood Exposure, because this has more of a mauvey purpley tone. Can you see? straight away that has definitely meshed way better with the eyes and made it all come together. And I kind of feel like as Trendsetter's drying, it is looking more cool toned, which is good. Highlight, again, I'm just sticking to what I know and love. Fenty Beauty. So first, let's spritz the face. A big brush in both of them. Tap it on. Tap, tap, tap. I'm going to do my lashes and I'll be right back. Okay, lashes are on. Right, I'm just going to go over my highlight with the Jouer Rose Gold because it's got the pinky, purpley sort of tinge. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. I definitely need to do something about these lips to make them more purpley. Aha! Revolution Crystal Gloss in Dreamer. Okay. There we have it. And I better go. Speak to you guys later.